Now let's start our new unit, 8th, half the price. Look at the picture and discuss the questions that follow. Here you can observe a picture with two men. One is fisherman and another man is gatekeeper. After the completion of our story, you can able to answer these questions, children, and I will send the notes to you. Write it in your classwork notes as usual. So first we go with the reading. Once there lived a fisherman in a town near the Arabian Sea. He was a wise old fisherman. Here is a story about him. The fisherman had a daughter. She was 17 years old. That was the age of marriage for girls in those days. So the fisherman was looking for a good bridegroom for his daughter. He found several young men, but he did not have enough money to get his daughter married to one of them. Some of his friends advised him to see the Raja who ruled the town and ask him for help. He was ready to take their advice, but he did not wish to go to the Raja without any gifts. He wished to take with him a gift that was good enough for the Raja. What gift could a fisherman give except fish? But this fisherman was too old to go far out into the sea. Every day he saw several big fish in the sea and tried to catch one, but he failed. Then one day he was lucky. A very big fish fell into his net and he immediately set off for the Raja's palace with great joy. But at the palace gate, the gatekeeper stopped him. Here there is some conversation between a fisherman and a gatekeeper. Gatekeeper, you cannot go in. Fisherman, but I must see the Raja. I wish to give him this fish as a gift. Here you can observe fish, children, here. Then gatekeeper, you need not give him any fish. He has enough fish for several days. Fisherman, but I must speak to the Raja. I want to speak to him about an important matter. Gatekeeper, you need not speak to the Raja. You can speak to me instead. Fisherman, I do not wish to speak to you about it. Gatekeeper, why can't you speak to me? Is it a secret? I can keep secrets. Fisherman, you need not keep my secret and you must not stop me here. Everyone in the town can see the Raja at any time. The Raja himself said so, I hear. Gatekeeper, but I am sorry. You are wrong. The Raja has ordered me not to let anyone in now. I must obey his order. I will not let you in. Fisherman, please let me in. I must see the Raja and give him this fish. Gatekeeper, do you want to sell him the fish? What is its price? Fisherman, I am not selling it. I am giving it to the Raja. Gatekeeper, but still he will certainly pay a good price for it. Now, shall we divide the money between us? Will you give me half the price? Fisherman, how can I do that? Gatekeeper, you need not to do that and you need not to go in now. Fisherman, what shall I do now? Gatekeeper, you can do one of the two things. Either agree to give me the half price or leave this place and go home. The fisherman stood there for some time thinking. Fisherman, will you take half of anything that the Raja gives me? Gatekeeper, he will give you either gold or silver. What else will he give you? Fisherman, I don't know anything about that. Answer my question. Will you take half of anything I get from the Raja? Gatekeeper, yes, I shall take anything. Now you can go in. Fisherman, thank you very much. I shall certainly give you half the price and get for this fish. The fisherman appeared before the Raja with his big fish. He placed the fish with great respect at the Raja's feet. Then the fisherman, I have long wished to see your highness and pay my respects to you. But I did not come till now because I was not able to find a gift that was good enough for you. Today I was lucky enough to catch this. Raja, what's your name, my man? Fisherman, my name is Jalraj, your highness. Raja, I have heard of you. All fishermen respect you and say that you are the wisest among them. I respect all good and wise men among my people. So please sit down and tell me everything about this fish. Fisherman, it is a fish that lives in deep sea far below the surface of water. It sometimes comes up and jumps several feet above the water. It came up this morning and fell into my net. Now it is here before you. Send it to your cooks immediately and you will enjoy your dinner today. Raja, stay for dinner and enjoy it with us. My man, I invite you to dine in the palace today. Now, what shall I give you in return for this gift? Fisherman, nothing, your highness. Your highness and everybody in the palace must enjoy my gift. That is all I want. Raja, no, that is not enough. You must take something in return. Fisherman, then will your highness give me anything I ask for? Raja, yes, anything. Fisherman, then please order your men to give me 200 lashes with a whip on my back. Raja, what a strange request this is. People say you are a wise man, but I don't think your request shows any wisdom. What fun will you get out of lashes on your back? Fisherman, you and your men can get some fun watching the man lashing me. Raja, but I don't want to have such fun. Ask me for something else. Fisherman, I do not wish for anything else, your highness. Raja, all right then, you will have your lashes. Are you ready for them? Fisherman, yes I am, your highness. But please call your gatekeeper in. The Raja sent his men to the gatekeeper and in a few moments he appeared. Fisherman, your highness, please give this man 100 lashes out of the 200 lashes that you have promised me. Gatekeeper, what? 100 lashes? Why must I share this punishment with you? Fisherman, we agreed to divide the price of the fish between us. You wanted half of anything that I got from the Raja in return for it. I am getting 200 lashes from him and half of 200 is 100. Raja, not 100. Give that gatekeeper all the 200 lashes and dismiss him from my service. I feel ashamed because I kept such a bad servant all these days. You are indeed very wise, my good fisherman. This man was trying to cheat you. You have very clearly brought punishment on him. I wish to give you a good reward for your cleverness and wisdom. Ask me anything. Fisherman, I have a daughter and I must soon give her away in marriage. I am very poor. Raja, bring here the bridegroom of your choice. I shall get her married. Fisherman, I thank you, your highness. And here it is a story about a fisherman who lived near the Arabian Sea. He has a daughter 17 years old and it was the age for marriage in those days. And he looked for a bridegroom, but he did not have enough money for marriage. And some of his friends advised fisherman to see Raja who ruled town and to ask him for help. He wished to take him with a gift, but he don't had any other gifts except fish, and he went along with a big fish into Raja's palace. But at the palace gatekeeper stopped fisherman, and there happened some conversation in between them. And the gatekeeper, he did not let the fisherman in. He asked the fisherman to give him half the price the king would give him. The fisherman agreed and went in. He presented the big fish to the king. And the king asked what his name was, and when he told that his name was Jalraj, the king told him that he knew that he was the wisest man among the fishermen. He also told that he would respect all good and wise men. Then the fisherman told the king that the fish lived below the surface of the water and that he had caught it for the king. The king felt very happy and asked the fisherman to ask something in return. The fisherman asked for 200 lashes, but the king felt that it was a strange request. So he told him to ask. The fisherman asked for 200 lashes, but the king felt that it was a strange request. So he told him to ask him for something else, but the fisherman wished for only 200 lashes. So the king ordered his men to give the fisherman what he wanted. The fisherman requested the king to call his gatekeeper. The king went and he came in. The king sent for him and he came in. The fisherman then asked the king to give the gatekeeper 100 lashes as per the agreement. The king came to know that the gatekeeper was not harnessed. He at once removed him from his job and ordered his men to give him all the 200 lashes. The king told the fisherman that he would give him a good reward for his cleverness and wisdom. Then the fisherman told the king that he wanted to give his daughter away in marriage, but he was poor. The king promised him to get his daughter married if he chose the bridegroom. And we'll go with the first bit. Choose the correct option to answer each of the following. Write the letters A, B, C or D in the brackets provided. What did the fisherman want for his daughter's marriage? He need money. Then what advice did the fisherman's friends give him? To see the Raja. Then the third one is, what did the fisherman want to take with him? He want to take with him along with a gift. Who stopped the fisherman at the palace? The gatekeeper stopped him. And the fifth one is, why did the gatekeeper stop the fisherman? Because to get something from the fisherman. Then the sixth one is, the gatekeeper asked the fisherman to give him half the reward because he was greedy. Then the seventh one is, stay for the dinner and enjoy it with us. Why did the speaker say so? Because to honor the guest. Everybody in the palace must enjoy my gift. What does this show us of the speaker? It is about generosity. Then these question and answers, I'll send you the notes, children. Write it in your classwork notes. And we'll go with the third bit. Rearrange the words in each sentence to make sensible sentences. Then arrange them in order to occurrence in the story. Make a good paragraph with these sentences using appropriate joining words like, but, however, then, after that, finally, etc. Here they given some words children, in sentence words, and we have to rearrange these words and by making them into a meaningful sentences, and with these words we have to make a meaningful paragraph, and by adding some more words like but, however, then, after that, finally. By using these words we could able to make a meaningful paragraph by using these jumbled sentences. And this bit also I'll send you the notes, children. Write it in your notes. And then we go with the vocabulary. Read the following sentence carefully. We have to read this sentence. The fisherman placed the fish with great respect at the Raja's feet. Then the underlined word can be replaced with politeness also. Here the underlined word is respect. The respect will also replaced with the politeness. The word politeness in the above context means respect. Here the respect is nothing but politeness in that sentence also. Words which give similar meanings as other words are called synonyms. So the similar meaning words that we can call as synonyms, Nana. So if we go with the first bit, now read the following passage carefully. Replace underlined words with other words that have similar meaning. So here they given one passage. In that passage we can observe some underlined words. For that words we have to write similar meanings. Then the king felt ashamed. Ashamed meaning, ashamed, similar word is humiliated. To have a bad servant in his court. He dismissed. Dismissed is nothing but removed. So for the dismissed word, the similar meaning word is removed. The servant from the service as he was cheat. Cheat means deceiver. But he praised. Praised means applauded the fisherman for his wisdom. Wisdom is nothing but knowledge. Finally, the fisherman was successfully is nothing but victorious to find a worthy young man for his daughter. He married off his daughter with the help of the king. So here you can write the underlined words aside, and by after writing this you can write the similar meaning words in your notes. Then we go with the second bit. Read the following passage carefully. You find certain words have been left out. Fill in the blanks with words opposite in meaning of those underlined. Here in this we have to write, in the first bit we wrote the synonyms, means similar meaning words. In the second one we are going to write antonyms, are nothing but opposite words. For the underlined words, in the first bit we wrote the similar meaning, synonyms words, and in this bit we are going to write the underlined words are opposite words. The king liked for the word liked, the opposite word is disliked, fisherman, but disliked the gatekeeper. The bad servant was punished. The underline what is the underlined word in this sentence, Nana? Rewarded. So for that, the opposite word for rewarded is punished. Thus the wise fisherman taught a lesson to the foolish gatekeeper with his wisdom. To the word of wise, the opposite word is foolish. Then the third bit, suffix is a letter or a group of letters added at the end of a word to make a new word. Here they gave him an example, kindness. Here this we can call as suffix, Nana. So if we add before, then that will call as a prefix. So here they given to us as a suffix. So to get a new word, then kindness. Kindness is kindness. Then colorful is colorful. In the same way, they given some words with these suffixes. We have to make new words. Sweet. For the sweet, what suffix we have to use? Sweetness. You can write in. You have to fill in this box, children. Write it with your pencil, not with a pen. Truthful. And the next one is requirement. Highness. Movement we have completed. Then the next one is kindness. Then the next one is cleverness. Then the next one is faithful. Thoughtful. Then the next one is doubtful. Then the next one is calmness. Then the next one is useful. Payment. Last one is payment. So in this way you need to complete this bit, children. Then the fourth one is words with the suffix is ing. So present participle will use the ing form. Here we form a new words here, and in the place of suffix what we are using, children? Ing form. Read the following sentence from the text and notice the underlined word. I am getting 200 lashes from him. The underlined word in the above paragraph is past participle. It is formed by adding suffix ing to the verb. To the verb word, what we are adding here? Suffix ing form. To get which sentence, Nana? Present participle sentence. Then if you look at this table, you can observe easily by adding ing form. We are going to get present participle words: getting, looking, tapping, becoming, suspecting, going. And in the same way, you have to add these things and write. It is asking, and the second one is sitting. Then the third one is moving. Fourth one is reading. Fifth one is fighting. Give plus ing. It is giving, children. Then the seventh one is shake plus ing. Shaking. We have to observe and write, Nana. Then the eighth one is dancing. Then the ninth one is begging. Beg plus ing is begging. Then the 10th one is write plus ing. It is nothing but writing. Then the 11th one is skip plus ing. It is nothing but skipping. Then the 12th one is close plus ing. It is nothing but closing. 13th one, it is walking. You have to write with pencil, children. Don't use pen. Then the 14th one is traveling. Then the 15th one, advice plus ing. It is advising. You can write them easily. Then the last one is sing plus ing. It is nothing but singing. So with this we complete our bit. So we'll go with the grammar. Use of must. In this we are going to learn about the use of must. How must is necessary for us in our sentences. Read the following sentences from the story. Gatekeeper, I must obey the king's order. I will not let you in. In the above sentence, in this sentence, must shows some obligation or compulsion. Means here it is very necessary to him. It expresses that the work is to be done without fail. Then they given some example here. You must stop at the traffic light. Yes, we have to stop. We have to must stop at the traffic light. So it is must and should for us. So in the same way, you can write your own examples, children, by using must and write it in your notes. And second one, use of the simple present. Study the routine of a class 6th student Rajesh. Here they given some information about the 6th class student. His name is Rajesh and his routine and his day routine habits, children. Here at 5 o'clock gets up from bed, 5:15 brushes his teeth, 5:45 takes his bath, 6 to 7:30 attends his homework, 7:30 to 7:45 takes his breakfast, 8 a.m. walks to the main road to board the school bus, 8:30 reaches school, 8:45 to 4:30 attend classes at school. So this is the time of the day and these are the activities done by the 6th class student Rajesh. And here we need to write that as and here we have to write his activities in a simple present form. And here now write answers to the following questions. Here they given some questions regarding this activities and time of the day, and for this we need to answer them in the simple present form. I will send you the notes, children. Write it in your notes. Then the next one is the present continuous tense. Look at the underlined words in the following passage, children. It is 4 p.m. now. All the children are at play. Raju and his friends are playing volleyball. Sindhu is practicing running. The physical director is giving instructions to kabaddi players. Some girls are watching tennis. A few boys are drawing lines ball badminton court. Here you can observe the words here, the underlined words here as playing, practicing, watching, giving, drawing. These all words are nothing but in which tense, children? Present continuous tense. And in the same way we have to fill these blanks with the present continuous. The old man is silent. The old man is silent. He is pondering. Here the word given here is ponder. So to get the present continuous form, what we have to write, children? He is pondering on what advice he has to give to the soldier. Then the second one, he has not done his homework. He is doing it now. He is doing it now. My shirt is dirty. I'm washing it. Then the fourth one is, you must carry your umbrella. It is raining. It is raining, children. Then don't disturb her. She is studying. She is studying very seriously.